A long-awaited homecoming.
As a small boy, my grandmother would speak of him sometime.
Rusty Midkiff is the great-nephew of Hood E. Cole, called Hoodie by his family.
He enlisted at Fort McPherson down in Atlanta.
Hoodie's family was notified by a letter that he died in France in the Battle of the Bulge.
He was buried in accordance with his religious beliefs in an American cemetery. Well, none of that was true.
Hoodie's family soon discovered the Army actually had no idea where his body was. For decades, all they had left were photos and questions.
The photos that we have of him when he was, which are quite few, of when he enlisted, he's always smiling. He looks like a happy, and that's what my grandmother remembered about him, is that he was joyful. She would speak of it, and you could tell it just profound sadness.
That's where the Defense Prisoners of War Missing in Action Accounting Agency comes in.
And what we do is we can look at a region and say, okay, we have 5 unknowns from here. What units went through that area? And then we compile a list of what guys are missing from those units.
Hoodie's remains happened to be found by construction workers when a road was being paved in France in 2018. He was found with another body. The type of boots on the bodies indicated they were American soldiers. Historians and forensic scientists with Defense POW MIA went to work to find out who they were.
Looking at the skeletal elements, looking at the teeth.
Documents of what soldiers were still missing in action, combined with where they went missing, led the team with Defense POW MIA to believe one of those bodies in France was Hoodie. They reached out to his family for DNA to confirm his identity.
And we went from knowing absolutely nothing about what happened to my uncle, my great uncle, when his body was brought home, to being able to read firsthand accounts of people who were with him the day before he died.
There are actually thousands of bodies waiting to be officially identified and reunited with their families like Hoodie's was. The body found with him is still unknown.
One of our biggest needs is for families who think that they might have a missing service member to donate their DNA.
The agency doesn't use common DNA sources like 23andMe or Ancestry.com to identify remains. They rely on people turning in samples and turning over letters from wartime that can fill in blanks about where soldiers may have been in their final days.
There's kind of this promise that's stated that, no person left behind.
These are individuals who gave everything, sacrificed their lives so that we can continue on and have the freedoms that we enjoy today. And so there is no greater thing that I can do with my skills as an anthropologist than to return them to home soil and their families.
Like Hoodie, who Rusty and family members can now visit in the Georgia National Cemetery.
On some level, it was just honoring his memory, and also my grandmother. Forgive me. This was very important to her. It's very sad that she didn't live to see it.
Reporting in Canton, Madeline Montgomery, Atlanta News First.
And Rusty and his wife plan to fly to France.